The distress beacon pierced through the void of space like a wounded animal's cry. Commander Zethka of the Galactic Peacekeeping Fleet received the transmission with 3 of his eye stalks, while the 4th monitored the bridge sensors. Another human vessel in distress, his communications officer Veltar announced with barely concealed disgust. Should we ignore it, Commander? The Council has been quite clear about containment protocols. Zethka's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. For 3 cycles now, the Galactic Council had debated what to do about humanity. They were the newest species to achieve faster-than-light travel, but their reputation preceded them like a plague. Every civilization that had encountered humans reported the same disturbing patterns. They were violent, unpredictable, and utterly without regard for proper galactic etiquette. The humans had earned their reputation quickly. They'd been observed, consuming other sentient species' flesh, engaging in recreational combat for entertainment, and most horrifying of all, they seemed to form emotional attachments to their predators. The Council's xenobiologists had documented cases of humans keeping creatures called dogs and cats, apex predators from their death world, as companions. Sir, the beacon indicates a civilian transport, Veltar continued. Approximately 47 humans aboard, including juveniles. Zethka's primary heart sank. He'd seen the footage from Kepler Station, where a single human had reportedly killed 3 Vrex warriors with nothing but his bare appendages after they'd threatened his offspring. The security recordings showed the human moving with a terrifying efficiency that had given Zethka nightmares for weeks. Set course for their position, he ordered reluctantly, but maintain maximum defensive protocols. Seal all airlocks and arm the containment fields. As their ship approached the crippled human vessel, Zethka couldn't help but study the craft's design. Where other species built ships with graceful curves and energy-efficient systems, humans had essentially strapped weapons to an engine and called it a day. Even their civilian transports looked like they could ram through a moon. Commander, his tactical officer whispered. Are you certain about this? Remember what happened to the Zalani rescue team? Everyone remembered. The Zalani had responded to a human distress call only to find the humans had somehow survived in hard vacuum for 47 minutes by using pieces of their own ship as makeshift shelters. When the Zalani had offered assistance, the humans had politely thanked them, then proceeded to repair their vessel using Zalani equipment in ways that violated several laws of physics. The airlock cycled, and the first human stepped aboard Zethka's ship. She was small by human standards, barely 2 meters tall, with graying fur on her head and weathered skin that spoke of countless battles with her homeworld's hostile environment. Behind her came others, some carrying their young, others helping the injured. Thank you for responding to our beacon, the human said in perfect galactic standard. I'm Captain Sarah Chen. Our navigation computer failed during a solar storm, and we've been drifting for 6 days. Zethka steeled himself, remembering the briefings about human deception tactics. You will be confined to designated areas while we... Of course, Captain Chen interrupted gently. We understand the protocols. We're just grateful you stopped. She paused, noticing his crew's obvious tension. I know what you've heard about us. We're not going to hurt anyone. Your species consumes other sentients, Veltar blurted out, unable to contain himself. Captain Chen blinked. Then something extraordinary happened. She laughed. Not the terrifying battle cry the Council's files described, but a warm, musical sound. You mean meat? Most of it comes from non-sentient animals we domesticated thousands of years ago. We'd never eat another sapient being. But the recordings, Zethka protested. Your warriors consuming the flesh of defeated enemies. That's That's not... Chen looked genuinely confused before her expression softened with understanding. Oh, you saw footage of a barbecue, didn't you? Or maybe someone eating a steak? She shook her head. Those are livestock animals. Cows, pigs, chickens. They're not sentient. We've been partners with them for millennia. Zethka felt his worldview shifting like tectonic plates. Partners? We protect them, feed them, give them good lives. In return, they provide us with food, materials, and companionship. It's symbiosis. Chen gestured to her crew. Look, I know we seem frightening. Our world tried to kill us every day for millions of years. We had to become tough to survive, but that same harshness taught us to value cooperation, loyalty, and sacrifice for others. One of Chen's crew members, a large human male, was kneeling beside a Zalani engineer who'd been injured during their rescue approach. With infinite gentleness, the human was applying medical aid, his massive hands moving with surgical precision. Your reputation for violence, Zethka said slowly. The Council's reports. We can be violent, Chen admitted. When we need to be, when something threatens those we care about. But that's not who we are. It's just one tool in our kit. She looked directly at him with those predator's eyes that seemed to see straight through him. We're also the species that will risk everything to save strangers, that forms bonds across species lines, that turned our greatest predators into our best friends. Over the following hours, as Zethka's crew worked alongside the humans to repair their ship, he watched his people's fear transform into something else entirely. The humans shared their food, which was admittedly delicious and completely free of sentient flesh, told stories that made his crew laugh, and demonstrated a casual competence with technology that was both impressive and terrifying. When it came time for the humans to depart, Captain Chen approached Zethka one final time. Commander, she said, I want you to know something. In our language, SOS means save our souls. When we sent that beacon, we weren't just calling for rescue. We were trusting that whoever answered would see us as worth saving. Thank you for proving that right. As the human transport disappeared into hyperspace, Zethka stared at the stars and composed his report to the Council. Perhaps, he thought, it was time the galaxy learned the real truth about humanity. They weren't monsters at all. They were something far more dangerous and wonderful. They were hope wearing the mask of nightmares, kindness armed with the weapons of necessity. They were what every species could become if they had the courage to be vulnerable and strong in equal measure. The galaxy would never be the same.